All right, guys, so you're in for a pretty awesome video right here. As you can see, I've got my F450 right here parked next to a really beautiful 2019 Ram 4500. These are both really beautiful trucks. This is the Showdown that everybody's been wanting to see. You've seen me feature trucks from Ram, GM, and Ford on the channel, and recently you probably saw where I did a turning radius video comparing my F450 to a GMC 3500 dually. Well, I have access to this beautiful Ram 4500 chassis cab that's been converted with a hauler bed on the back. This is actually one of my viewers. His name's Randy. Stand back there. Want to wave? So Randy is a paramedic. He's actually in town to assist with some of the COVID needs that are going on. This is his beautiful truck. And he emailed me and said, hey, I'm in town. I got a truck you might like. Maybe we should get together. So check this thing out. 2019 Ram 4500 Limited. This is that new Ram edition that you can get in the highest spec package. Every conceivable feature, but you get it with a chassis cab. That means that you would normally get about 9 leaf springs on the back of this, whereas the F450 pickup, you get a measly 5 leaf springs. But this specific truck has one other trick under its sleeve, and that's the fact that the owner has the full Kelderman air ride suspension added to this truck. So he can raise and lower the back of this truck from inside. He has the front of it set at stock height. But this specific truck is tricked out really nicely. This is very similar to the hauler bed you saw when I did the video of the Ram 4500 that they had at the Texas State Fair a year or two back. And he's got it equipped to haul a massive toy hauler, which he currently doesn't have with him, but beautiful truck. So from a power and torque perspective, this truck has 360 horsepower, 800 pound-feet of torque. And a lot of people are gonna say, well, why didn't you just get a 4500 series pickup truck to compete against the F450 pickup? Well, they don't make a 4500 in a pickup truck. You have to get it in a chassis cab. And in the case of Ram, you can't get it with an OEM bed installed. You have to go in the aftermarket. So there are some companies that make beds that you can put on the back of the chassis cab, but this is generally going to be your easier option. It's going to be your more readily available option, and it's going to be an option that you can get in many more configurations. When you get a bed, you kind of have to work with the bed to make it fit the back of the Ram. Let's take a look inside of this beauty. All right, so taking a look inside of this truck, you can see this has the 12-inch Uconnect display on it. Beautiful two-tone leather interior. Absolutely gorgeous. Ram absolutely nailed the interior of these trucks. He's got all the upfitter switches as well. It's got 6 upfitter switches, just like the 450. He's got his push-button 4-wheel drive right here. Love the beautiful leather trimming here. Something everybody cares about is the numbers. Okay, so when we look at the payload capacity on this specific truck, well, first of all, it has a gross vehicle weight rating of 16,500 pounds. The rear axle weight rating is 12,000 pounds, and the front axle weight rating is 7,000 pounds. Now, the payload capacity on this truck is going to be different than what this sticker says, and you really can't go by it anymore in terms of how much cargo capacity, because this has a full air ride suspension system on the back. Okay, I'm underneath the back here, and he's going to go ahead and drop down the suspension right now. Again, this is the Kelderman air ride system, and it drops fast. This drops really fast. So this would definitely help if you're trying to hitch up and you want to get in the right position to either get underneath a goose ball, or you need to hitch up to a fifth wheel. And he's filling it back up. Check out how fast that is. That is super cool. You can see how it's all bolted up to the rear axle here. And this also appears to have a Dana S130 rear axle. So this is essentially the same rear axle that used to come on the F450. And in my opinion, it's a slightly beefier axle too. Look at that sway bar, that's crazy. And I'm sure that's part of the Kelderman offering. Definitely looks aftermarket. So something else that's cool is in the side storage pocket right here. he's plumbed it so he has his air chuck right here, and he can use it as an air compressor if he needs to fill up the tires or really anything else with it. So he's got really quick access to his air chuck, which is really nice. So Randy, why did you end up getting this gorgeous 2019 Ram 4500 heavy-duty truck?
Well, JD, you know, I really wanted to improve the quality of life. Ford was an option, you know, so I decided to go full on and just get the Ram.
So you got a pretty interesting story on where you got the idea to put this hauler bed on there. You want to explain to the audience what inspired you?
Actually, I was watching one of your videos, and I liked the look of it, the simplicity of the bed, to where I can haul the RV, and if I needed to put pallets of stuff in the back too, I can do that. So doing a dedicated hauler bed just for RVs really wasn't an option. I needed the versatility in the truck.
What's your favorite thing about this truck?
The name.
So what do you think about its ability to turn with that wide track front axle?
I love it. I had a 2019 3500 that I used for the same purpose, and it didn't have near the turning radius. This thing, it's pretty good. It'll turn on a dime, and it'll probably pick it up too. And
then final question, you have a toy hauler. You want to explain your current toy hauler?
Right now I've got a Jayco Seismic, I think it's a 4212, so it's 45 feet. Pulling the RV, it's super stable. I have no sway with it at all. The airbags really enhance the towing aspect of it.
We definitely have the truck for it. Anyways, Randy, you have a beautiful truck. Thanks for coming on the channel.
My pleasure.
Maybe we'll get some pictures of your rig.
Sounds good to me.
All right, thanks, buddy. So yeah, guys, this is an absolutely gorgeous truck, and I know he is proud to death to have it. He has a few more interesting little upgrades that he has in mind. Some of them performance related, some of them cosmetic, but overall, this is a beautiful, beautiful ride, and really thankful that he gave me a call. I wanted to see the truck. It's one of those things that you have something super special, you send me an email, and we might have a chance to meet up so I can take a look at it. Anyways, guys, stay tuned for part 2, where we are going to pit the Ram 4500 against the Ford F450 turning radius test. We're gonna see which one turns tighter, because they both share the wide track front axle. Wide track, wide track. What's wide track? That is about 3 additional inches of width on each side, 6 inches total, that allows the tire wheel to actually turn in closer to the frame so it doesn't make contact with the frame. They can set the steering stops out a little further so you have more maneuverability. Now, there's a downfall to that at times, and that's the fact that you're probably gonna have some type of awkward tire wear over time. He told me he's had the issue, I've had the issue, I've gone through so many sets of tires, I don't even want to talk about it. But this is gonna be an interesting video because everyone wants to know how the F450 turns compared to the Ram 4500. Anyways, guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and see you next time.